Hello, what's up? Welcome to Actors Daily Bread. Ow. Just totally hit my head. What's up, you guys? I'm Christine Horn, professional working actress of 20 plus years and life and career coach for actors. You are watching Actors Daily Bread, episode 115, where I teach you how to crush your auditions, book more work, and live a life that you love. What's up? I'm gonna let you guys hop on. Took a few days off. Let me get settled. Hang on. Get comfortable in my chair. Oh. What's up? Today I'm talking about asking for referrals. And there's also a flip side to this. If you are the person getting asked, I want to touch on that too. What's up, Tony? Thank you for watching. If you're watching this later, if you're going to watch the replay, what's up? Replay watchers, love you guys. If you have a question or comment, please leave it. I respond to every question or comment as soon as I get around to them. Let's see. Today's Thursday. Gosh, it's been a busy week. Just in the throes of pilot season. And I got an email from one of my fabulous Hollywood-bound actors. If you are not a member of the Hollywood-bound Actors Facebook group, you should totally join us. I'll put the link in this description when this ends because I forgot to do that. But it's Hollywood-bound Actors is a place where I have an awesome community of actors and we help each other out, and I do some teaching in there, and I'm getting ready to do some February teaching, so if you want to join us. But I want to talk about asking for referrals. And so someone sent me an email and asked about how to deal with that. They were getting asked by some background actors. And for those of you brand new to the industry, that's just another word for extra, someone who doesn't have speaking lines in a project. And this particular actor was getting pretty much, it sounds like, bombarded with not only questions about how to get in the industry, which I never mind, but also was starting to ask for referrals. Has it ever happened to you where someone you don't know from Adam is like, yo, can you hook me up with your agent? Who you signed with? Like, did they get you auditions? Can you give me some auditions? You'd be like, I just met you 5 minutes ago, so no. But so sometimes this can be awkward for the person asking, and it can also be awkward for the person being asked. And so I want to touch on both sides really quick. As you can imagine, I get asked for referrals all the time. And every now and then I may ask for a referral. And let's see, what side do I want to touch on first? I think I want to touch on if you're the person asking for a referral. Let's start there. If you are the person asking for a referral for an agent, introduction, or just trying to get some intel from somebody, I think my biggest note and suggestion to you is to be prepared for the person to say no, right? And if you're joining it, make sure you say hi, hello, let me know you're watching. Even if you watch the replay later, I'd like to know you're here. So be prepared for the person you're asking to say no. It's very possible they may not be comfortable because they don't know you well enough. They may not know your skill level. They may not feel, they may be newly signed with that agent, or newly signed with that manager, or working with a new director. So their relationship may be so new, they're not ready or comfortable to introduce someone and to bring someone else on board because they haven't really solidified what it is they're doing with this person or people yet. Okay, so sometimes some people may be very sensitive and be like, man, that person won't give me a referral. I know they got a good agent. I don't know why they won't hook me up. First of all, there's no hookups, okay? I have given referrals too. I can fit on one hand the amount of referrals. I've been in this industry over 20 years, and this is how many referrals I've given. And the people who I've given referrals to were people who I knew directly, who I knew would not embarrass me. That's what it boils down to. The person you're asking for a referral does not want to be embarrassed, because if you mess up, or if you suck, or if you're rude or disrespectful, you are a reflection now of me. My agent in Atlanta, she can tell you, I've only given her, I think in all the years I've been with her, I think I've given her 2 referrals, and they ended up signing with them and are still with that agency to this day. But they knew, because I had a lot of people will use my name. See, that's the other thing too. People be like, oh, Tony, you're with JJ Smith agency. I'm going to tell them I know you, and hopefully that'll help me out. Right? And that is the worst thing to do, because just because you use my name does not make that a referral. So also be very cautious with that. If you are someone who is in search of a connection and you couldn't get a direct referral and you start name dropping, thinking that's going to help your case, I'm going to urge you not to do that, because guess what's going to happen when they get your headshot or they get your email? If you be like, oh, I know Christine Horn, and we've been friends for a long time, and I've been wanting to get with your agency, that has happened. Guess what happens? My agent, my connection, picks up the phone or sends me an email and says, hey, Christine, I got this email, I got this call from this person. They say they know you and yada, yada. I'll be like, I know them. And that's it. So now that actually works as a double negative, because you've used my name and under the guise of like that was supposed to be a referral, and it's not. So now nobody's going to call you. So be very careful with that, because if you're going to use someone's name in hopes of you getting in the door, be sure you're telling the person's name, the person whose name you're using, that you're about to use their name, and ask if that is okay, because that again within itself is a referral. Okay? Another side note of it is, how can I put, I'm trying to find a nice way to say it, but I'm just going to say it. You just may not be ready, right, to get that referral that you're asking for. So if you're a brand new actor, maybe you don't have much on your resume yet, you've only had a couple speaking parts, maybe you haven't had any, and maybe you're trying to get a referral to an agent, and your friend has an agency, but the agent is good and your friend has a lot of credits, your credits are just not balanced. So they could refer you, but it may still not work in your favor. So I'm never going to say don't ask for a referral, but I want you to know that there's a time and place to ask for it, for the referral. And also keep in mind the relationship that you have with this person. And I'll come to the flip side now. What's up, Tiffany? Thank you for joining. Hey, Cornelius. The flip side of this is sometimes you're asking people for a referral who have a lack mentality. And I am not one of these people. Clearly, as you see from Actors Daily Bread, this is episode 115. If you want to catch up on stuff, I have 114 other episodes for you to catch up on. So I'm not one of those people, but some actors have a lack mindset, which means they feel like if I give you something, if I let you know this piece of information, it's going to take away from what I'm going to get. Hey, Tanika, thank you for watching. Does that make sense? So there are a lot of actors out here, not just in LA, in La La Land where I am, all over the place. There are people, but actors especially, who feel that there's a limit on abundance. That if I tell you about my agent, or if you hear about my manager, if I tell you about that audition, it's going to take away from me. And let me tell you something that I will always say, and I always believe in: what is for me is for me. What's for you is for you. Nothing can come between it. I don't care if your friend Johnny is signed with XYZ agency and Johnny doesn't want to give you the contact to XYZ agency. If you're meant to be signed with them, you will be. You'll find another way to get to them. Because just because you don't get a referral from someone who's with that agency doesn't mean that's going to stop you from getting signed with them. Doesn't mean it needs to prevent you from submitting. A lot of times, especially, oh gosh, and I hope you're still with me on this. So many times, a lot of times it's easier to get a referral to an agent by someone of the opposite sex or a different age range. So I just referred a guy, and only because he's fierce and his resume is this long, to one of my managers. And that's just because he's a leading man, amazing. But a lot of times it's really easy because you're not the same type. You don't feel like that's competition. You don't feel like it's going to take away from your work. And so a lot of times people will naturally ask. And this particular gentleman didn't even ask for a referral. We were just talking. And I was like, you would be awesome. Because that's also where I operate from, of how can I help people? I'm always teaching you guys, how can I serve? Think about how you can be of service to others, right? It's not just about me, 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 me. What can I get? This right here is the way I serve, the way I feel like I'm being obedient. So how can you serve? And trust me, the more you put out, the more comes to you. Like, so it's not even about keeping track. And here's my last point on referrals. So we talked about one, the person you ask just may not be comfortable with their relationship yet, or they may have a lack mindset and feel like I want to keep this all to myself, right? Or you just may not be ready, right? And you may not have what you need. But here's another piece of it that you may not have thought about. Let's say Tanika is asking Cornelius for a referral to his agent. And Cornelius is like, sure, I'll give you a referral. But what if Cornelius's agent doesn't even like Cornelius? And so the last thing you want is now to be associated with Cornelius in any way because the agency doesn't even like him. In fact, they're about to drop him. You know, I'm just teasing you guys. I'm using you as examples. But sometimes that happens. So you're the person, la, 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 oh, I would love to get a referral. Cornelius is with them. And it ends up not working out in your favor. So I say all that to say, and I say this all with love and jokes, but in all seriousness, if you really want to make a connection, whether it's to get a new agent, a manager, or just being connected to someone in some way, start first with really thinking about why you want to make this connection and really try to exhaust all the ways and resources that you can make a genuine connection. So that, did you do your research? Have you reached out on your own, right? Have you done some things that will help you get in the door, so that if it ends up coming in conversation and I'm talking to Tiffany and I'm like, yeah, I just submitted my headshot resume to the Lighthouse agency, and yeah, I'm hoping to get with them. That opens the door for Tiffany to say, huh, the Lighthouse agency, one of my friends is with them. They love them. Maybe I can get you a referral. That opens the door. People love to help people who help themselves. We've heard the saying, God helps those who help themselves. People like to help people who help themselves. Because here's the last part of this scenario from hey, Brian, thank you for watching. The last part of this scenario from the email that I got was this person this background actor who didn't know this person from Adam was trying to get a referral. Right? They don't have the credits. They want all this information. And this person's trying to help. Sometimes people ask for help and they have no intention of using it. Have you ever experienced that? Someone's like, yo, can you hook me up with such and such? Or can you help me with such and such? And they'd be like, oh, sure, just do this, 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 and this. And they'd be like, yeah, but can you call them for me? You'd be like, what? I just gave you all that information. Like, do the work yourself. That is the most unattractive thing. And I don't care what line of work you're in. I'm not going to do all the work for you. You're already getting my expertise. So if you find yourself on the other end of that, if someone's just sucking you dry for information, stop right there. Don't give them no more information. Let them figure some of that stuff out on their own, just like you had to figure it out. And that's not being selfish, but there's a difference in if people are really trying to do something. Sometimes people are just talking to talk. And you don't want to waste that one referral on someone who's just talking. Like I said, my agent that I had in Atlanta for 20 years, I only referred maybe less than 5 people to her in all those years because everybody's not worth the referral. So also don't take it personally. Sometimes people are just not comfortable with themselves or with their actual agent or whoever it is they're trying to connect with. I hope this makes sense. So think twice before you ask for that referral. If you have not caught up on the past 114 episodes of Actors Daily Bread, just go to click my name and click on the video tab, and you can just have a whole just training week and learn stuff from me. And I'll be over in the Hollywood Bound Actors group this week, or if not, over the weekend, trying to teach some new stuff for February, teach you what I'm learning. And yeah, stay encouraged, stay encouraged, stay encouraged, stay encouraged. I think tomorrow I will do a video on resistance, because I experienced that yesterday. Had a really, really, really huge audition, and I just was hit a bunch of walls, resistance. And I want to talk a bit about that because that may help you in your journey. All right, have an amazing night. I'm going to hit the gym, get this 6-pack going, son. Yes, yes, 6-pack. Yeah, I'm pumping myself up, as you can see. Anyway. Okay, have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.